What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, people? What's going on? It is a Monday. All day. It is Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Victory Monday. Feels good. Feels, especially when we play the Bears. Look, the Bears is the number one team that I have to honestly sit here and say that I don't like. I don't know. I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings. Like I said, I got a Randy Moss jersey. I didn't like the Vikings when Brett played for him. On there. Hey, what's happening, Chaz? If you ain't doing anything, jump on. You know you're always welcome. I shouldn't have to invite you. I should not have to invite you. But the Bears cannot stand the Bears. Literally. I have a hate relationship with the Bears and the Bears fans. Like I said, I have even Detroit. I can put up with Detroit. I can. I put up with Vikings and the Vikings fans. What's happening, Vic? Big Vic. What's happening? Yeah, Vic, I'm good. I went and got you know what? I actually had a good day today. I went in, I did my 3 hours. They did my little blood work, the blood crap, and I wasn't even sick usually when I get up in the morning because my kidneys don't work at all, literally. They do nothing. They're just little raisins sitting there doing nothing for me. And so that's why at night I have to plug up to this machine. And most of the time when I first get up in the morning, I'm just so sick. It's not even funny. And it's funny, my dog Jordy. And Jordy knows it. He knows it because I'll get up, I'll go get in my recliner. I'll lay back in the recliner, and Jordy will literally jump every morning. It never fails. When my wife is home, she laughs at it. She laughs at him because he jumps up and literally lay in my lap, and he'll put his head here, and he'll just lay there. As long as I lay there, Jordy will not move. I can lay there from 9:30 till 12:30. He would not move until I move. But I think dogs sense. I do. I do believe that because you can tell his mood when I get up in the morning and he sees me. You can tell his mood. Vic said, what Vic got? Vic said, I got a question for you. What's your question, Vic? What's your question, my friend? But it is Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Took them Bears down. They trying to come in the house, think they're gonna win. I had Bears fans calling me all day yesterday. Do you think a father who is asked to provide child support for a child should have the ability to ask for a DNA? You damn Skippy, bro. Dude. Like I always tell y'all, because everybody think that, when I meet people, everybody always, oh, Rev this, Rev that, and I keep trying to make y'all understand, Vic, that I'm no different than you are. Both my kids was raised in a house with two parents. I am my kid's father. There is no doubt about that. That is their mother, and we've been together for 38 years. They have been schooled very well, even though they went to Hopkins for a while to school. They went to Coon Rapids, and they went to Anoka. So we refused to put them. When I was living in North Minneapolis, I would drive my kids from North Minneapolis all the way to Hopkins every single morning. For 5 years we did that. For 5 years we drove our kids from North, and then I have to go pick them up. This is before they had busing. Because before we bought our house in North Minneapolis, we rented a townhouse in Hopkins. That's how my kids got into that school, was able to still go to that school district, even though I lived in Minneapolis. But I say all of that to say, like, my youngest boy, okay, we raised my youngest boy no different than I raised my oldest. Now, my oldest is married. He's got an awesome job. He went to school. He did the whole nine. So you would think my second child would follow his brother's footstep. Oh no. All three of my grandkids is from my second son. All three of my grandkids have different mothers. He wasn't raised that way. But we had to get a DNA test for all three of them from three different women. He wasn't raised that way. We didn't put him on this trajectory of his life and the way. Anyway, Vic, yes, okay. He said, Scrooge of the North, right? Scrooge of the North. The reason I asked this is the cartel welfare fraud. And from what I know, the state of Minnesota doesn't take the under. Yeah, the state of Minnesota. Look, Big Vic, I've had to go through this with my youngest son over and over and over. And deal with child support, welfare, and all of that stuff. Him having to pay three different women. We've been in and out of court on several times, and we're about to go back for my youngest. Yeah. Listen to what I'm saying. We're about to go back for my youngest. Granddaughter, the newest of the family. So it is the thing about it, Vic. Another thing, my friend, I don't know if you've been to court. I don't know if you realize that Minnesota is not a father friendly, even when the father is involved, even when the father is doing what they tell you to do, even when the Minnesota is not a father friendly place to be when you talking about getting yourself in trouble. And with my youngest, you would think he would have learned from the first one. You would think he would have learned from the second one. And you think he would learn from the third, but not this one. Not this one. Yep. There you go, Vic. They do. The thing with my granddaughter that we're afraid of right now, where we're going to court and having a fight, is if she decides that she wants to up and deal with another dude and then leave the state of Minnesota and take my granddaughter with her. That's what we're fighting now. We're trying to make it to where she can't do that. But this is Minnesota. Minnesota gives women the right to do whatever they want. But you got to make sure that money is coming in. Even though you have no rights as a man, Vic, you still got to make sure that money is coming in. But anyway, fam, what's going on with you? Like I said, it is a Victory Monday. It is a victory. Hold on. It is a Victory Monday. Victory Monday. And it couldn't be any better than saying Victory Monday and we played the Bears. Like I said, care we play the Vikings. Vikings can beat us all year long. I don't care. Don't matter to me. Don't hurt my feelings at all. Because I know usually it's the Vikings and the Lions. Usually, right? If we look at history, it's usually the Lions and the Vikings that's fighting for last place. I'm just saying. He said, "You wait a minute. You was holding out hope for the Bears, but playing in Lambeau Field, tough road. Come on, Vic. Come on, Vic. Better than that. You should be. Come on, man. You should be better than that. Holding out hope for the Bears. Hold it, man. If you and I ever see each other, I'm not a violent man. I don't believe in violence. But Vic, I'm kicking you in the shin. Fair warning, brother. Fair warning. Just letting you know right now. For that comment that you just put on my get up. So, hey, people, let's get into this. I was hoping he dropped off there for a second. He dropped off my page for a second, but I was sitting there going, "Whoa, I got a Somali troll." And I thought he was going to keep going, but I got a feeling he kind of realized that I don't play. I don't play with trolls. I just don't. People are doing, "Oh, Rev, you got to be better than that." No, you get no Michelle Obama with me. When they go low, we go high. No, you go low, I'm going lower. If you go to hell, I'm going under the hell. If you want to go play and walk with the devil, I will play and walk with the devil with you. I'm not playing with, I don't play with trolls. Wait a minute, what do you say? Sorry, I'm a Viking fan. Well, that's okay. That's okay, Vic. You can be a Viking. Like I said, I have no problem with Viking fans. I have zero problem with them. I just like to watch them squirm and watch them go through the season and swear up and down that this kid that they brought in to be their quarterback. I'm just saying, y'all. The front office did not really watch this kid in college. I've got a feeling they watched his last game, and that was it. I don't think they watched him throughout college. I really, honestly don't. But hey, that's just me. I'm just saying, Vic. You go ahead and you be your Viking fan. I've been here. I've been here for 30-something years. He said, JJ isn't who I was. I told him that. Look, I told him that. I wish I could find some of my tweets when they first drafted this kid. I wish I could find some of them. But I said that. I said that from day one. And not only did I say that, but I also said that y'all going to treat this kid like you treat every quarterback you bring him in. You throw him in the fire. That kid should not even be on the field right now. What's that Donald dude? Donald that y'all let go and look at what he's doing in Seattle right now? But JJ should not be on the field. But but the thing is, the Vikings are not smart enough. He said, I was a Carson Wentz fan out of college. Cool. They should have traded up for him. Shoulda. JJ should not be on the field right now. He should be sitting on the bench learning. That's why the Packers have some of the best quarterbacks year after year. Brett didn't start when he first came there. Rodgers didn't start when he first came there. Love didn't start when he first. They all know you're going to sit on the bench and you're going to learn. And when we're ready for you, let's go. You should be ready to rock and roll. But no, not the Vikings. Not the Vikings. Not them knuckleheads. The Vikings, they look. If I ran the Vikings right now, Jefferson would be gone. I would get as many draft picks. I would get as many as I can for this cat, and I would just rebuild. I would be like when the Vikings was stupid enough, when they were that stupid to trade for Herschel Walker, and Dallas turned into a dynasty. Right there. It's right there in your face. That kid that plays for Northwestern. That kid that plays for Northwestern, that quarterback, I would draft that kid. And he would sit on a bench for at least 3 years. I don't care what record we have. We can have the worst record in the state of Minnesota. It's not like, it's not like it's never happened before. But he would sit while I build a team around him. And then when we're done, boom. That's what I would do if I was the Vikings. But because you don't have anybody in the front office that can actually think. The Vikings remind me of the Republicans. They have no clue. The Republican Party here in Minnesota have no clue. If they were smart enough, they would be like, hey, Rev, we don't need you to come over here and run this thing for us because we really don't have anybody running the Republican Party. You don't. Especially if Mike, the pillow guy, gets into this thing. If Mike, the pillow guy, decides to run, and this is the reason why y'all need somebody new running the party. Because y'all know as well as I do, the numbskulls, crazy fanatic, conspiracy-seeking boneheads would put this dude in first place to run for governor. Y'all know I'm right. You know it. When this dude should be nowhere near talking about running. But y'all would do it. The Republican Party would do it. This is when the Republican Party needs somebody who would say no. All of those people that's running for the Republican, that's in the field to try to be governor, running through, half of it, I would cut. No. I would cut half of them. There's no reason. No, I don't need all of you. I need a few people that we can get behind with a message, and that's the message we're going to run with. I need a few people that we're going to, whomever get the nomination, everybody else who's left, that's who's going to be the cabinet for the Republican Party. All the other people, that's who we're going to run with. See, the Republicans here they don't have that mindset. They don't have nobody with that type of sense. That's why they lose all the time. Now, I know they sit here and go, whoa, because the Democrats cheat and they got ballot harvesting and they got mail-in. No, it's not. That's not why the Democrats win. The Democrats win all the time because the candidates you guys put out there, they suck. They literally suck. Hold on. They are the Vikings of this year. The Vikings suck this year. They do. They played a beat up, no good Washington team the other day. and everybody's happy because it was a blowout, but yet they got blown out the week before. The Republican Party is the Vikings. That's who they are. They don't have no one leader. They have no leadership. They have zero leadership. And they have yet to knock on my door and say, we need somebody that can take us to the next level. They had yet to knock on my door because why? They keep wanting to do the same thing. And they keep losing. If they lose this time, and I know people sitting there going, there's no way in the world they could. No, trust me. Trust me when I say this. They can lose. They can. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant on the Republicans for tonight. I have little to say about them on tonight at all. But they need to call me. That's all I'm saying. Because they have no leadership. And you guys, and I don't blame, you know what? Hold on. One other thing. One other thing. I don't blame the Republicans anymore. I don't. I blame their base. I blame their base. I blame everybody that's on the base, in the base. I blame everybody who goes into a voting booth that puts down that they're going to vote for a Republican. That's who I blame. Y'all ain't got no damn sense. No, you don't. You don't. You can get mad at me if you want. You can get mad at me if you want, but you don't. No, those are facts. Those are facts. So I had this bonehead, and I thought he was going to hang out with me tonight because I was in the mood. I've been feeling good all day. I got up feeling good today. I didn't even feel sick today. I went in, sat in this chair for 3 hours, watched my blood go around and around and around in circles today. So I was hoping and prayed that he would stay on. But he put out there that, apparently that we're all jealous because the Somalis got money. It's stolen money. It's stolen money. Get out of here, you sorry son of a... Oh, boy, I wish I could say those words you guys get to say, but if I said them, you'd be upset, telling me I'm not a man of God and all this here type of stuff. But you guys get to say them. You get to sin, but I can't sin. The Bible says I'm a sinner. But you guys have to judge me because I can't say the same words that you get to say every single day. But this low down, dirty, want to try to jump on my get up and troll me and try to act like that these Somalis got money like that. That's a damn lie. They come over. See what a lot of people don't understand. Hold on. Let me do this here. So they come over here and they can't speak English. They don't know anything about Minnesota. It's cold. Hold on. Here are people that lived in a hot land, and all of a sudden you bring them over here in January and February, and you just let them go, and then they somehow, some way find a way to build themselves up. They come here with nothing now. Hold on. They got nothing when they first come in out of Minneapolis St. Paul Airport. Get on a bus and they bus them over and they stick them right there in Riverside, right? That's what they do. Stick them over there in Riverside. That's where they go. With nothing. Then you're going to tell me that they're going to go from nothing to almost 2 years later, they're moving into Prior Lake. They're buying a $400,000 home off of nothing, and they're in Prior. So, watch this here. Watch this here. And if anybody here in Minnesota, I'm going to put this out here early. Because I'll give you, I will send this my channel here to you in your email. And I will give you every opportunity to be right here on this screen tonight. If you got enough balls. Before we get started. But see, in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, 2003, there was some black folks, and people was like, "Well, why are you all upset? Why are you all upset of Prior Lake?" Watch this, because a lot of black people, when they was kicking everybody out. This is one of the things that black people was talking about doing. Going somewhere and finding land and then be like, all right, if everybody, all the black, they kicking you out of Minneapolis, well, move out here. Prior Lake was one of those places. But see, Prior Lake, what they did out in Prior Lake is the same thing they did in, I'll give an example. So you got St. Michael, Albersville, right? St. Michael's, Albersville. They don't have redlining anymore. White folks don't have, European Americans don't have redlining anymore. Know what they do? They price black people out of their community. St. Michael, Albersville. Look it up, people. Don't take my word for it. There's like 0.0.1 black person in St. Michael's, Albersville. You know why? Because the price, no house costs that much. No house, this is how they make white communities. They make sure that those houses are priced so far out there that there's no way in the world black people can move there. That's exactly what they do. They got a gated community called North Oaks. Black people can't get into North Oaks, can they? They get Hugo, Minnesota. That's another community out there. Black folks can't get in there because we don't have that money. That's why we stick around. That's why we stick around Fridley. That's why we stick around Golden Valley. That's why we stick around Robbinsdale. Areas like that. Oh, we can come up with, $125,000, $130,000, but $200,000 to $250,000 to $260,000 to $400,000, $500,000 for a house, we can't do that. And the white and the European Americans know that. So when they put together their little communities, they put them together to be anti-black people free. Facts. Do the math. Look at it. Look, no. You know what? I'll stop talking. What I want you to do right now with your computer or phone, whatever you got, look up the population of black people in Albersville, in Albersville, St. Michael, Albersville. I don't care how you say it, but look up the black population. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look up the black population in Hugo. Look it up. Look up the black population in North Oaks. Look it up. You can even look up the black population in Prior Lake. There's a reason the houses cost as much as they do. Because they know black folks ain't got, in Minnesota here, we ain't got money like that. We ain't got money like that. We ain't got money like that. And they know it. So what do? They pull a Maple Grove on us. You want a house here? Be $450,000. It starts from there. $350,000. You got that? No. We don't. So it's still redlining in the state of Minnesota. Look up, write this stuff down. Look up Jim Crow North. Look it up. It's called Jim Crow North. And it's on Minnesota. That whole show, YouTube, it's about Minnesota. It's about how Minnesotans, white folks in Minnesota, made sure black people stayed in a certain area. The same thing that happened is happening right here, right now. We couldn't move to Prior Lake because Prior Lake made sure that those homes out there cost way more than what we can afford. That's what you did. But St. Michael's, Albertsville, I want you to look that up. Somebody tell me, what is the number count on black folks that live in that area? That's a fact. Look it up. It's not nothing you can't look up and go, oh my God, they only got 3 black people out there? Yeah. If that. There's a reason. So that's how they keep black people out of white communities here in Minnesota. And y'all know it. Damn, Rev always finding out our secrets. Because y'all talk too much. Because I talk to people. He said, the question that needs to be asked is, who showed Somalis how to set up a nonprofit? He said it point blank. We're going to get into that tonight. The question that needs to be asked is, who showed Somalis how to set up a nonprofit organization and get government grants? Who do you think taught them how to do it? The same people who taught black people how to set up grants in the black community to get all of these anti-gun grants. White liberal women. That's a fact. They came in, look, before the white liberal woman came into the black community, showing how to get these grants how to get these gun grants, these anti-gun grants, and gun violence this and gun violence that, and save the children this through gun violence and all of this here. There was no nonprofit gun violence groups. None. Not one. There was not one. And all of a sudden, Protect Minnesota and Moms Demand Action came into the black community, these white women, and taught them how to organize to get this grant money that they put in their pockets and gave kickbacks to these white women. Then these white women gave it to the Democratic Party, and that's what the Democratic Party used to get all of them seats, to get the trifecta, to be able to pass these here gun bills right here in the state of Minnesota. Y'all all seen it. You saw it with your own eyes, but nobody said a word. That's what happened, people. That's exactly what happened. They came in a black community, they got the money, they got the grants for them, and they got their kickbacks, and then they got the hell out of the black community. And you have not seen these white women in the black community from that point on. Kids have been shot and killed and some of everything else. You don't see them in the black community anymore because they got the money and ran. So, who was that, Bilko? Bilko. Y'all act like this stuff is brand new. This isn't brand new. From the time these Somalis put their 2 feet in the state of Minnesota, there have been fraud going on. If you think the Catholic Charities, if you think the Lutheran Church did this stuff for free, you out your damn mind. You're crazy. They got money from these people. They've been making money off these people. A lot of white folks in the state of Minnesota have been making money off these people since 1991. If you really want to go back and start looking at the money, go all the way back and then start looking at it. If y'all think this stuff is brand new, just because the Somalians is the one that got greedy, and that's what the problem with this thing is. If the Somalians would have done what black folks do, if the Somalian community would have done what the black folks do, the gatekeepers in the black community and some of these black churches, if they would have just pocketed the money and just lived a cool life or done this and done that, nobody would have said a word. But they got greedy. They started going to the BMW place, driving these nice fancy. You go to a mosque, every car in there, you sitting there going, how in the world are these people affording these cars like this? This is unbelievable. It's crazy. You go to a mosque and you look at the dang on car parking lot. Oh my God. Yeah. Big Vic, they were getting $2,000 a person. $2,000 a person in kickbacks. The Catholic Church and the Lutheran, they was getting $2,000 a person. So you know what? If I was the Somalis, I would do the same thing. I'm sitting there going, all these white folks making money off of us, and we ain't making none of it. We ain't getting none of the money. I can understand why they did what they did. Because white folks was making money. And you ain't heard nothing about that. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's bringing it up. Because that's how white-collar crime works. It's okay for them because it's y'all tax money. But nobody else can mess with it. But these people, y'all know as well as I do, these people didn't learn. They barely could speak English. When they got here, they didn't know where to go to apply for this money. Somebody had to show them. Somebody had to drive them around. Somebody had to take them. Somebody had to help them get their kids in school. Who do you think did that? White liberal woman. You think they did that stuff for free? I can guarantee you they did not. This stuff runs a lot deeper than brown people. And y'all know it, but you know it. That's why you keep talking about brown people, because you don't want the hammer to come down. I got into it. Watch this. This true story. Go to my timeline. Go to my timeline. Everything I'm telling you is true. This is a true story. This is how I know you don't want to have the truth really come out. As long as it stay with the brown people, let's go. Let's go. Deport them all. I don't care if they're here. I don't care if they're American. Deport them all. But the minute you start talking about the white people who got their hands just as dirty, the white people who's driving around in Mercedes and whatever else y'all drive. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to hear about that, Rev. I got into it with somebody just the other night because there was a group of white people. And that's what I called them, because that's what they were, at the Hilton Hotel in Bloomington, banging on pots, trying to make noise because ICE was in that hotel. They got mad at me because I called them what they were. They were white people outside this hotel. Period, point blank. Oh, Rev, you can't call them white. They have to be liberal whites. Get the hell out of here, you stupid son of a bitch. Get out of here with that crap. They're not white people, Rev. They're liberal whites, Rev. You're casting a Broad brush, Rev. But the minute a black person do something, y'all got black fatigue. All of us done pissed you off. I ain't never done nothing to a white person. My in-laws are white. But the minute a black person do something, I'm in the bucket, the same black fatigue bucket that y'all talking about, that y'all hate, that y'all don't want to be around. Nick Fuentes say he don't even want to be around people like me that ain't never done anything to anybody. He don't even want to be around somebody like me who feed half of your white poor people on a daily damn basis. But I'm bad. I'm bad because I pointed out that there were white people out there in Bloomington banging on damn pots. If you're going to piss on somebody, be ready to get pissed on. I don't play that. Y'all know it. Don't come at me because I can show you examples. But the minute somebody says something about somebody, white people, oh, my God, Reb, but you're using a wide brush. My brush is as big as yours. My brush, y'all know that as well as I do. It will always be as big. Matter of fact, my brush is bigger. There was white people out there banging on pots and pans, disturbing the ICE people who are out here right now picking up mainly Mexicans. They barely even got Somalis. They've got more Mexicans than they do Somalis. Make that make sense. They've got more Mexicans than they do Somalis. But these Somali people come over here, and they're being used left and right, taken advantage of, and they are. And then the Democrats get their hands on them and make them believe that they should vote Democrat, even though everything, listen, people, if you sat down and you talked to a Somalian elder and you listen to what he says, what they believe and what they don't believe, the last place the Somali community should be is with the Democrats. And one of the big reasons is because of the LGBTQ community. The Somali community, if they were back in Somalia, you could not be gay in Somalia. You could not be an L. You could not be a B, a T, or a Q. IA. You couldn't be any of that. And that is the belief of the Somali community. But yet they come here and get behind the Democratic Party, who believes in a man walking into a bathroom with girls, who believe that a man can throw on a wig, lipstick, eyeliner, and a dress and a wig, and all of a sudden that man is a woman. The Somali community do not believe that. That's why it's shocking to me. That's why it's shocking to me that they can get behind the Republican Party. I mean, the Democratic Party. That's just one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. I sit here and say it's a forest. It's a joke. But these people come here and they get everything for free. They get 2 years of free housing. They get food stamps and money kicked into them. And it's according to how many kids you got. And most of them come in here with 8, 9 kids. Think about that for a second. They rich already before they even get to Minnesota. And then these white liberals teach them how to literally kill the system. Hey, you have a good night, Vic. Appreciate you, man. And that's what they do. Those are facts. I'm not making that up. Do they work? Yeah. Yeah. They've come into Minnesota, and all of these low-level jobs, they are doing it. All of these low-level jobs you see, they are doing it. They're putting in the hours. They're working. The women, you go to the Mall of America, you go to any hotel now, you go to the hospitals, the women are thick. They're everywhere working. They're doing jobs that nobody else will do at that pay. Correct? That's why they was brought here. But I believe these people start going. All of these people are making all of this money off of us. Why aren't we making any money? How can we make money? But like I said, had they been smart and do what the gatekeepers and some of the black churches that the Democrats pay in the black community, we would have never known this was going on. Because in the black community, millions of dollars, millions, I'm talking millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars go into the black community. Get dumped into St. Paul and North Minneapolis every year. And look at that place. No. Go over on Maryland in St. Paul. Go ahead. Go to Frogtown. They get a lot of money. Go to Broadway in Minneapolis. Go to Penn in Minneapolis. They get a lot of money. The gatekeepers in the black community are getting paid. They are. They're not releasing any of the money, but they're getting paid. If the Somali community had been smart instead of being greedy, they got greedy. It's what happened. They got greedy. They taught them how to get grants. They taught them how to get themselves in positions to be in legislature. Fatat wrote he pulled a $15 million grant. Look it up. Look it up yourself. He pulled it. $15 million for a place in North Minneapolis. Ran by black folks. The year before, in 2023, he wrote a grant, and that very organization got $2.3 million. That same organization. And they was about to push the envelope and go for $15 million. Look it up, people. Look it up. Look up the grant that he was pushing. But something scared him, and he pulled off of that. But that was going to a black organization in North Minneapolis that already got $2 million, and nobody knows what they did with it. Had zero clue what happened. Black folks knows how to make that money work for them without anybody knowing it. We've been doing that for a long time. And had the Somali community not gotten greedy, that's what they did, we would have never known. Because y'all don't know about the all the money that goes into the black community. Y'all think, oh my God, all of that stuff's going on in the black community and no one's there to help them. There's a lot of money to go to help. The problem is it never gets to the ground. It never gets to the places that need help, ever. They give these people all of this money. These people give the kickback. The people who gave them the money, they give them the kickback. Correct? and the rest of the money go in their pocket. Hell, Bobby Champion's nephew. Look it up. Is about to go prison right now. Because I think he got like $2 million few years ago. And he didn't do what was right with it. He's about to go to jail. And one of his accomplices is about, because they got greedy. As long as you don't get greedy, as long as you can be like one of these churches, one of these black churches, and you don't buy a Cadillac every other day. See, the black churches, pastors, they lease their Cadillac. They don't just buy it outright. They lease it. They're smart. They know how to do it. Then there's a money trail, right? They buy the expensive suits. They pay off their mortgage a little bit at a time. They don't do it all at once. They don't walk into it and go, here, I want to put down, I want a $1 million house, and I'm going to put down $700,000. They don't do it like that. These black organizers sit there and go, how much money do I need to live off for the year? $75,000? All right. So they go get their $80,000. They know they can take $5,000 and give for their kickback to whoever helped them with the grant. Then they go out and buy a couple of signs. They'll go buy about 4 or 5 T-shirts, and then they have a hot dog cookout, knowing nobody's pretty much going to show up. Because nobody ever shows up to those things. They don't. So the rest of the money, they pocket it. That's what they live off for the rest of the year. Now, Somalis didn't do that. They went out and they bought houses. They moved out to Prior Lake, moved all the way out to Burnsville, moved out to Lakeville, knowing we can't be out there, knowing dark people can't be out in those areas, knowing that. But they went out there anyway. Gotta get a BMW. They was showing off their money. They was sending their money back home and making sure they building up Somalia and their family is living high on the hog. Because I'm sure over in Somalia, $1 over there is probably, what, like $5 to us? $1 to them? That's what was going on, people. But like back in 2000, black folks wanted to move out. We wanted to get out. Couldn't. White folks decided, no. You come in here, you got to have $300,000 for a house. Black folks can't afford that. Come in here, you got to have $400,000 for a house. Black folks can't afford that. And we're not letting y'all into our community so you can come in and mess it up. Come in here and act a fool. We know how y'all work. So while y'all was keeping us out, they were moving in and taking over. And they have. While you was making sure black folks did not come into your community at all, they were moving in. They got too much. I did not know that. It tripped me out today, come to find out, in Prior Lake. No, go look at Prior Lake. Go back 5-6 years. There was no Somalis in Prior Lake. There was even no Mexicans in Prior Lake. But the whole time y'all keeping us out, y'all did everything you possibly can do to make sure no Negroes came into your community. And while you're fighting and you got the guards at the gate, everybody else was sneaking in the back. And now look at you. What you gonna do? Been better for y'all to let us in. At least the only thing you'd have got from us is probably some loud music out of a car. We wouldn't been over there taking over your city hall. We wouldn't been over there taking out your school boards. We wouldn't been over there taking out. Look, we wouldn't been doing all that. Our grass may not have been cut. We probably park. Yeah, I know. We probably park on the grass every now and then. But the only thing you're going to do is call City Hall. City Hall come out, tell us that we can't park on the grass. That would happen. A few of us will have too many pit bulls in the back. I know. But we wouldn't have been taking over. We wouldn't have been building mosque in the community. We'd still be going driving all the way up to North Minneapolis, going to our black church. We wouldn't have had, our kids would be in your schools, because we wouldn't have been building those schools. But that'd be okay. Because us being in school with your kid would have made your kid a better sports person. Probably been better in sports. So that would have been one thing on our side. But we wouldn't be taking over your communities. We wouldn't. All up in your Starbucks. Taking your what is that? Pumpkin spice vanilla coffees, iced coffees. We wouldn't be doing that. We've been drinking our sodas in the morning. Y'all would have been just fine. We'd had we wouldn't even been in your restaurants, messing up your restaurants. We'd probably open up a couple soul food restaurants there in Prior Lake. But we wouldn't be taking over. We wouldn't be building mosques and things like that in your community. Because the minute they start doing call to prayer, half of y'all going to lose your mind. That's your fault. You did that. You did that. While you was at the front gate making sure them Negroes, if you see them coming, run through town. The Negroes are coming. The Negroes are coming. Y'all made sure we did not come into your community. You did. You did. You did. And now look at what you got. Good luck. Good damn luck. Because they ran us out. They ran us out of our community, and y'all didn't say nothing. While they was moving black folks out of the towers, see the Riverside, white folks didn't say nothing. It ain't us. As long as they ain't messing with us, we don't care. When they started moving us out of West St. Paul, what'd you say? It ain't us. We don't care. Same thing when the Hmong community came in and you put them in St. Paul. You put them right in the Rondo area. When the Vietnamese came in, you put them where? When the Asians came in, every time you send somebody to this country, they go to the black community. Every single time. Look it up. But this time, y'all screwed up. You put these people over in our community. You chase us out of our community. They running around talking about me no black, me no black. We don't like black people. You teach them to disrespect and hate. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, stop it. You teach them to disrespect and hate black people because you think that they're going to come here and they're going to assimilate to who you are. The problem, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Them dark-skinned people, y'all didn't have a chance to beat them. You didn't have a chance to lock them up in chains. You didn't have a chance to threaten them and hang them from trees and let they people bring them down out of the trees. So you taught us good. You beat the shit out of us. You hung and you killed our ancestors. We had no choice but to assimilate. We had no choice. You stole our language and almost our culture. But these people, you couldn't do that to them. They came over and said, we're going to be who we are, the way we are, how we are, and ain't nothing you can do about it. And now they making TikTok video. I've been watching it. Oh, my God. Now they making TikTok videos on them being one I was watching. They was pirates that they were sailing over to America because Minnesota was promised. Boy, you talking about something? I've been in tears with these folks. At some point in time. And I do believe black folks are going to be going, when y'all come to us and say, help, we're going to go, okay. But until then, we sit back. We ain't done nothing. Y'all ain't see no black folks out here marching for nobody. You ain't seen no black people on YouTube or any place else talking about, oh, but we stand behind the smile. No, buddy. No, not here. I ain't standing behind. No. This is your fight. Clean it up. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. We just like this here. Because when the shoe was on the other foot, y'all didn't do nothing. Matter of fact, when the Somalis first started coming into Minnesota, it was under a Republican governor, under a Republican president. See, y'all don't like talking about that part. But it was. So, yeah, we're going to sit back and see how you guys handle this. They're in your community now. They're in Lakeville. They're in Burnsville. They're in Prior Lake. They're in Llano Lakes, my understanding. They're up in Bemidji. They're up in Hibbing. They're in Wilmer. They're in Hutchinson. They're in Rochester. They're in St. Paul. They're in St. Cloud. They're all over. They're in Minneapolis. They're in Hopkins. They're in St. Louis Park, who has a Somali mayor who is an American who can run for governor of the state of Minnesota. Y'all clean this up. And let me just say this. Y'all better hurry up and do it. Because if you don't, because you made the mess. No. Your people made the mess. Y'all need to clean it up. And here's the thing. Y'all swear me down. I went down there because everybody was like, oh, they're on Lake Street and 31st. I was like, shit. Once I got with my dialysis today, and that's another thing. I wasn't sick when I got usually I'm sick when I'm done with my dialysis. So I came home and I'm sitting there trying to rewrap my puppy's feet because, anyway, I told a story about how my dog called himself a guard dog. He was in the shed, in the woodshed. I think he cut himself in the woodshed. So I had to rewrap that today, and then all of a sudden they was like, oh, yeah, ice is down on Lake and 31st. Dude, I got in my car. I was down there in like seconds, just driving around looking for ice. That's what I've been doing for the past couple of days because I want to see this stuff go down. I want to see it happen. Then come to find out, when everybody was talking, and we sitting there they got more Mexicans than they do Somali people. Oh, what is that about? Oh, yeah. They got like 19 people and only 5 Somalians. And two of them are actually U.S. citizens, which they got to give back. So that's actually just 3 Somalians. Rest of them are Mexicans. What y'all don't understand, people who don't live in Minnesota, These Somalians are Americans. They were born in America. And watch this here. Even if Trump finds a way to do something with this birthright citizenship stuff, it's not going to work with the Somalians because they were not immigrants like the immigrants he keeps saying if they came over. They was invited. They were put here. That's the difference between somebody who comes over the wall versus somebody who got on a plane and came here and then had a baby. Those are not those are not whatchamacallit. What do you call them kids? When they come over here? Latchkey, not latchkey. Is it latchkey? Anchor babies. Sorry. Those babies the Somalis came over here and had because they were brought here, they're not anchor babies. Because, watch this here. If that's the deal, if that's the case, guess who has to leave? The Hmong community? Bye-bye. The Asian community? Bye-bye. The Japanese community? Bye-bye. The Vietnamese? Bye-bye. They all got to go because they would be under that anchor baby thing. Correct? If you're saying if we go by what you guys are saying, we want all the Somalis to go. If the Somalis have to go and they was invited here, just like the Hmong community, they were invited here. Just like the Vietnamese community, they were invited here. Hmong community didn't come over the gate. Japanese didn't come over the gate. Hmong community came in on a plane. Japanese community, Vietnamese community came in on a plane. Somali community came in on a plane. So you got to think about what you're doing. You got to think about what Trump is trying to do. And you got to realize what he's trying to do. He can't do it. This is what I keep telling you. This is why I laugh at. That's why when I go on Twitter and these fools, which Twitter is the biggest lying place. Oh my God. I've never, Facebook, True Social. Well, no, True Social, I was over that. I finally got a whatchamacallit. But Facebook and all these other platforms you can go on and, talk like that. Twitter, everybody lies. Everybody lies on Twitter. Every time I turn around, I'm correcting people left and right. It's so bad now, I don't even correct them anymore. Because you can't keep up with the lies on Twitter. You cannot literally keep up with the lies on Twitter. People are lying left and right. So I don't even try to correct them anymore. Whatever. Because these fools are going to believe this garbage anyway. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, people, you have to understand that 92, 93, 94 probably % of the Somalis, they are Americans. And if you're going to get rid of them, there's a whole group of people. Can't get rid of me. Can't get rid of me. 13th Amendment. 14th Amendment. That was for me. African American descendant of slaves. Foundational black Americans. So we ain't going nowhere. What Omar said, that they ain't going nowhere. I can sit here and say we ain't going nowhere. I can say that with a smile on my face. I ain't going nowhere. I'm 60 plus years old. I've been here for a long time. My ancestors have been here. My ancestors have been here before any of the other ones. So I ain't worried about going nowhere. So, and truth be told, that's why Ilhan Omar, that's why she's smiling into the cameras. She knows Trump can't do nothing to her. She knows that. She knows that. Unless they can dig up something that the Republicans here in Minnesota did not dig up about her, because the Republicans here in Minnesota have been after this woman from the first day she got into office. They've been after this woman, and they still can't get her. So if Trump can, he'll probably be a hero, but I doubt it. I doubt anything's going to happen to her. I doubt that Trump is going to take out as many Somalians as the right wing want him to. It just can't happen, people. When you sit back and you think about it, it just cannot happen. These people are here. So y'all better get used to it. But before you get used to it, y'all need to figure out how you going to fix the problem that we in. Because they're in your neighborhood now. I told you, I wish I can go back to 2019. When I told y'all that these people are going to become a problem. And everybody was like, oh, Rev, how can you be, you're a black man and you're a racist. I said, call me what you want. But I'm telling you, we're in some serious trouble if we don't get busy here. And every time somebody spoke out, the Democratic Party was right there. Oh, you just racist. You're just racist. And the Republican Party was like, I'm sorry. But you called me racist and it hurt my feelings. And look at where we're at. So, hey, black folks are going to be like this. Come get us when you took care of that problem that you caused. This ain't black folks. Black folks ain't got nothing to do with this. Nothing. We didn't tell you to go get them. We didn't tell you to put them in our communities. You did it. And now they're in your community. Black folks are sitting here going, you did everything you possibly can do to keep us out. And now look at what you got. Now look at what you got. But hey, I can't be, you know what? And that's another thing. I can't be mad at them. They found not only did they find a loophole in the system to put the money in their pocket the way they have, but they outsmarted the white man. I can't be mad at them. But y'all should have let us in your community. You should have. It wouldn't have been as bad. No, I'm serious. It wouldn't have been as bad. See, y'all been taught all y'all life that people that look like me is the worst thing that ever happened to the face of the earth. I didn't say America. I said the earth. Been taught that. So all of a sudden, you had an opportunity. You should have just sat there. You know what? We don't know those other people who are coming here, but we know get like Trump. But we know our blacks. We know our blacks. We know that they get on our nerves. We got to put up with them. We know that. Oh, you should have just let the good ones in. You should have just let the good blacks in. All right, I need hold on. I need all the good blacks over here. All the good blacks. I want you over here. All them niggas, get her going. All them ones that wear a ski mask, you wear your pants hanging down, get her going. All the ones that carry firearms and you shouldn't have a firearm, get her going. All the ones who can get a driver's license, but because you don't want to get a driver's license, you're driving without a license and you're high speeding from the cops and you're carjacking, get her going. All the niggers, I want you over there. All the good blacks, you get to stay over here. I'm just saying, man. I'm saying, y'all did it to yourself. So Prior Lake, I forgot about Shakopee. Oh, my goodness. Shakopee, too. Yeah, you did. You went out to Shakopee and you built all them nice houses out there, pretty houses. You made sure. How much we going to sell these here for? We got to be high price enough so the blacks don't come in there. We can price these houses out here in Shakopee high enough, the blacks won't be able to be a part of this. And we can keep them out. That's what some black folks who did get in was like, but I'm a good black. No. I'm a good black. Let me in. But good luck to you. Good luck. Because again, like I said, I don't care what Donald Trump says. I don't care what Donald Trump said. And here's another thing. I don't know if y'all saw the videos. I'm gonna find it so I can post it. Have you seen all these Somali shops that all these liberal white people are going to and supporting? Have you seen those videos yet? Have you seen those videos? The Somali eateries and everything, they're packed with white people. Packed with white folks who are supporting them, who are getting behind them. Just like the white folks that was out there at that hotel banging on them pots at all hours of the night, making noise. Not only do you got the Somalis to deal with, but you got your own kind. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be good. Oh, this is going to be good. You got your own kind you got to deal with. You got your own kind who's setting up special places and whistles and hotlines. So if you see ICE, you can tell everybody throughout the city. Your own kind. That's making sure if they do get somebody, they're going to come around them and they're going to make noise and they're going to do everything they possibly can do to get them free. Your own kind. So y'all got, boy, this is going to be, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What an awesome time to be living in Minnesota. Because this is going to be good. And this isn't going to be over in 5 minutes. It's not. It's not. But by the end of December, I guarantee you, Trump is probably going to be at his quota. He said, the property tax for a lot of people is freaking outrageous. Yep. He said there are people who go on TV now saying they're being taxed out of their homes. White people, no matter what color one is. If you're not in the club, too bad. That's another thing, right? These property taxes. Thanks, Mark. Hey, if you guys are not following my friend Mark, do me a favor and follow him. And the reason I tell you is if you need anything, because that's who I go to. Two people I deal with, Mark and Chaz. Matter of fact, I had to ask Mark because I couldn't find it, and I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna spend an hour. I'm gonna spend an hour looking for something, or I can DM Mark and get it in probably 10 minutes, if that. So Mark always get my goof ups when I can't find something. Because like I said, I try to find it, I can't find it. But I'm like, I know where I'm going to get it. Anyway, yeah, the property taxes are getting crazy, right? Nuts. But they did it to themselves. They boosted the property tax up. They made the houses cost as much as they want to make sure that the blacks do not come in there. Those are facts. I mean, we can sit here and play this game if we want, but y'all know I'm right. You know as well as I do that I'm right about what I just said. You figure I can't get them on redlining anymore. I can't get people to make sure that they understand that they can't buy houses here. I can't put in a clause of the house that don't sell this house. If I sell it to you, you can't sell it to a Negro. Can't do that anymore. So what do? You got to bring the property tax up. You got to make these houses cost way more. It's like the guy said. We would rather pay a higher price for our house than actually have to live around black folks. Nick said that. That's why I like Nick. Nick tells the truth. Nick be like, I don't like Negroes. I don't like blacks. I don't want to be around blacks. I don't want to. White, but you get other white folks be like, well, if I said that, be like that Cinnabon lady. Even though she got it wrong, those were Somalians. You gotta get to know your dark folks. You can't call a Somalian a nigger. They look at you like, me no black. You can't call a Somalian a nigger. No. Get to know your black folks. I mean, that hate should be saved for us. Don't go giving it to somebody else. Don't go giving it some. That's another reason why we make sure that y'all understand that they not like us. They're not of our lineage. So don't run around calling Somalis niggers and then getting rich off of it. That's unfair. That's unfair. Now we got wait a minute. Black folks and white folks, true black folks. We got this love-hate relationship going that we've had for a long time. Long time. We've had this love-hate relationship for a long time. Don't mess it up by going and getting your black folks mixed up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, what time is it? Oh, I'm 26 minutes over. Sorry. Totally my fault. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. White folks, y'all got some work to do. Hell, there's more. My understanding now, there's more Asians over in Prior Lake than there are black folks. So that should tell you a lot about the plight of black folks. If Trump didn't do anything by getting in office for black people, he needs to understand that he showed us that we are uncooperative. He needs to understand that he showed us that we can't get along. That we need to understand that our success is not where it should be. And we need to come together. But because of the other three that I named, we will never be able to come together. And if of all people, Donald Trump, and the way he acting and the things that he said, he decides, Donald Trump was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm really going to throw a monkey wrench into these here Negroes. Because I'm going to take Martin Luther King Day and I'm going to take Juneteenth away from the parks when everybody can get in for free. And hold on now. Not only am I going to do that, I'm going to replace that with my birthday. The dude is an ace troll. He's an ace troller. That's what he did. I'm going to erase. Donald Trump has been trying to do everything he possibly can do to erase black folks. He been doing everything. We're not going to teach about y'all in school. We're going to make sure that these here museums around here, we're going to make sure the museums don't have nothing about. Why do we got to have slavery in the museum? I want that out. Take it out. Take it out. The one true culture of the white folks, one true slave culture. All right? They be like, white folks don't have no culture. Yes, they do. Slave culture. But you can't blame all white folks for that, Rev. You have a wide brush. My brush is as wide as yours. Wait a minute, hold on. You got black fatigue. When you see black folks fighting on these videos and y'all putting these here videos out and you talking about black people, y'all not sitting there going, oh, those stupid black folks. Not Rev. Y'all talking about me too when you talking about black folks that's fighting on cruise ships, fighting in Walmart, fighting in restaurants. That stupid, foolish-looking Nigerian goofball, monkey-looking son of a bitch who run around here with the food. That one. Y'all swear to God he black. I got into it back and forth with somebody. Tell me he black. No, he no black. He's an immigrant that's acting a fool. So y'all even put that goofy son of a bitch on us. So my brush is as wide as your brush. You want to come to a meeting in the middle of the road, and we start going, okay, we talking about them white liberals. And you can sit there and say, okay, we talking about them socialist, liberal, black Democrats. We can do it that way. Or y'all can keep saying I got black fatigue and put me in there and I ain't done nothing for you. I ain't done nothing to you. I haven't. Why is Jalen Hurts? What time is it? Oh, I got to go. Why is Jalen Hurts trending right now? I got to go. I got to go watch the game. Anyway, fam. Hey, look. Let me ask. I got to answer another question. And I'm gonna put it to you this way. When I turned my life over to God, all right, I didn't turn my life over to God because somebody beat me over the head with a Bible. Even when I preach on Sundays, I don't preach beating people over the head with a Bible. I give you who he is, and if you decide to accept him, that's a relationship you and Jesus is going to have. Same with me. When I decided to stop running, because God ain't never hid from nobody. Jesus is never hidden for anybody. You ain't never. I hear people all the time talking about, well, I found Jesus. No, you didn't find him. The only time you're going to hear about hiding is when Adam and Eve hid. And God was like, hey, where you at? And they said, well, we hiding. God ain't never hid from nobody, and Jesus is never hid from nobody. So don't be sitting there going, I found Jesus. You ain't found him. He's been right there in front of you all the time. You, just like me, there was time when I saw him in front of me, but I did this. I say all of that to say this here. The reason I don't come on here and browbeat you all with the Bible, it's because you have to form that relationship. I'll tell you about him. But I'm not getting on here saying, "Oh God, if you don't give yourself over to him, the devil's going to get you and you're going to go to hell and there's fire in that hell. You'll be burning up for the rest of your life." But I will sit here and tell you that if you're going through hell, that if you give yourself up to him, your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, Jesus can be your Savior. I'll tell you that. So no, I don't get on here and beat you with a Bible. I don't. I won't come knocking on your door beating you with a Bible. I will not sit down at a table beating you over the head with the Bible. If you have a question for me when it has to do with, I will answer that. But if you want Bible from me, I'm at 704 30th Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's called Berean Missionary Baptist Church. If you want Bible from me, then come hear me speak. But I'm not getting on here. Won't do that. If you want me, 704 30th Avenue North. If you want to hear Bible and you want it from me and you want to hear me speak, come to Berean Missionary Baptist Church. There you go. But we're going to come on here and we're going to have fun and we're going to talk about whatever. And then at the end of this thing, I always remind you to let you know that the God that we serve is an awesome, mighty God. Just like I was telling you before, that you running for him, he ain't running from you. You are God's child. God has never put his child out, and he ain't looking to put you out. But see, your problem is a lot of us, including myself, know that the day that we turn our life around, that we're not going to be able to do those things that, before we thought was fun. We're not going to be able to run with the devil like we were before and know that the devil can get us in trouble, and then we go to God to get us out of trouble, and then we go back to the devil to get into more trouble, and then God comes back and he gets us out of that trouble. We know that. We realize that and understand that. And it takes some of us a long time to understand the goodness, the grace, and the mercy that God has given each and every one of us. When he said that I give my one and only, and not only am I going to give him to you, but I'm going to have him come down just for a little bit. And he's going to give you a good word. And I hope that you hear it and you listen to it and you follow that good word. But here's what else I'm going to do for you. As a final prize, I'm going to have him lay on 2 sticks. They're going to put a nail in his right hand. They're going to put a nail on his left hand. They're going to put a rivet in his feet. And they're going to put a crown of thorns on his head. And once they have fastened him to this here piece of wood, they're going to lift him up high between heaven and earth. That's what he said. He said, not only that, but I'm going to have him forgive everything that he sees while he dying. Not only that, but he's going to look over to his side. And there's going to be a man that's going to recognize him, a man that was really, really bad. But I'm going to give him the power and the authority to let this man know that he can be with me. And when all of that is done, he said he's going to close his eyes and the earth is going to start trembling and the curtains are going to start ripping. And when he's taking his last breath and he closed his eyes, they're going to pierce him in the side to make sure. Then they said they was about to break his legs, but they realized, nah, not this one. Then they're going to bring him off of that cross, wrap him in linens, and they're going to put him in a borrowed tomb. Wasn't even his. Didn't even have a tomb number on it. Borrowed. Because, see, somebody realized that he wasn't going to be there that long. Oh, he didn't need this for eternity. He just needed it for 3 days. And when he got up in the 3 days, when they came to check the tomb and nobody was there, and the angel told him, oh, he ain't here. He did what he told y'all he was going to do. This man, Thomas said, I got to put my finger in there. If that's you, he said, it's me. And he rose with all power in his hand. So when fools like myself, when people like you get yourself so deep into trouble and you get down on your knees and you call out to him and you say to him, I have fought you long enough. It's time for me to give up and give you my heart, my mind, my spirit, and my soul. When it's your turn, he has the power to make you different, to turn you around. When your head is messed up, he can regulate that mind. When your heart is broken, he can fix that heart. When the chains are wrapped around you, he can break those chains. When your spirit is down, he can lift your spirit up. My God, listen to me. Every time I think of Jesus, I call out to him and thank him in praise, because I know that I wasn't a good person at one point in time in my life. And if that's you, all you have to do is give him yourself. And I guarantee you, I tell you, I know people, my grandsons, Papa, and my grandson goes to church with his daddy. And they go to this new wave type of get up church. But my grandsons, Papa, if you believe in Jesus, why do you gotta have that thing? Because I got a tube literally coming out of my stomach. He goes, why did he have you having a tube out of your stomach? And I said, sometime, Aiden, God uses people like me, right, to show these days, because he's not here. But I'm sick right now. And when he heals me, and you see that he has healed me, somebody who is a sinner, who was a sinner, then maybe you'll look at that and go, there really is a God. Sometimes God uses people. Sometimes God takes people and uses them in ways that we don't even realize sometimes. Because I guarantee you, some of the people that I used to hang out with don't even hang out with me no more. Will tell you, this dude was one of the worst people that you would ever want to be, ever want to associate with, ever want to talk to, ever want to see coming, ever want to drive in a car, ever want to sit at a table with, ever want to take a burger from, ever. He was bad. He was that bad. But look at what God has done to him. I would, if it was not for my mighty soul, my God, Jesus, I would not, I tell you, I would not be in front of you right now. I wouldn't. What time is it? It's like 8:30 on a Monday. I would probably be going through a 6-pack, already done with a whole 6-pack, starting on that 7th beer by now. Back in the day. Or if I really wanted to get smashed, I'll just start shotting with the Hennessy. Some of y'all white people, y'all don't know about that Hennessy. Me and dark liquor, we never got along. If I'm out in a party, we out partying with my wife or something like that, and I start hitting that Hennessy, and she look at me and going, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go home." Because me and that dark liquor, we like to fight people. We always like that dark liquor get in you and it starts saying, "Don't you feel like just fighting somebody? Don't you feel like just smashing somebody?" God is real, people. I'm trying to make you understand what I'm saying here. He's real, and he's as real as it gets. And I know a lot of people sit there and go, "But Rev, I go through this. And Rev, I go through this here." Just let him have it. You can't do for you what God can do for you. See, we like to take our little bitty garbage that we have to God and think that he cannot handle it. He made you. He already know every step that you're going to take. Only thing he's waiting for you to do is to really believe that he is who he say he is. He said, I am the truth. I'm the light. That's who he is. So I don't get on here to browbeat you like that. I say to you point blank, if you want to hear me, be like the lady at the well. Come to me. Berean Missionary Baptist Church. I got to get off this, fam. Hey, like always, understand that God is going to be the God that we all understand, needs, and want. There's only one true God. I don't care what anybody else tell you. One. That's it. And he is good, I know. And because of that, each and every one of us should have a smile on our face. And y'all know what we do with those smiles. We go out and we smile at somebody, so somebody smile back at you. Hey, fam, y'all have a good night. We will probably see you on, no, we won't see you on Wednesday because I've got to go down to, I'm not even going to get, oh, okay, watch this. So I've got to go down to MCHC, right. No, HCMC. I got to go down there because this is the hospital that I had to transfer over to because I was at Abbott, right? And Abbott had me on their kidney transplant list. So I go over. So when Abbott dropped their, like, this is why I tell you, please, ma'am and sir, listen to me. You got to take care of yourself. Because if you get into this healthcare system, you're through. Call it done. It is the worst. My wife have been through probably the worst time ever in our life. And if we did not have a strong relationship, we couldn't, there's no way. So I go over to Abbott. I do all of these tests for Abbott. I get on the transplant list. They get me on there. Everything cool. Abbott shuts down their facility. And then, so now I got to transfer over to HCMC downtown, which is, I've got to redo. So instead of HCMC saying, we will take your test because you pretty much just finished them. So we'll take the test and we'll go off that. Oh, no. HCMC has to get their money. So they got to use me. So I've got to take all of these tests again. So I go down and I take the test and everything, right? So and I get the phone call from HCMC, and HCMC is like, well, you have cysts on your, Listen to me. Dead kidneys. My kidneys are dead. My kidneys do nothing, literally. They're dried raisins just sitting there flying in the wind. So I've got cyst on my kidneys. And apparently it has grown a little bigger than the last time I got checked. So HCMC won't put me on the dialysis list. On the kidney list, kidney transplant list, until I go get all of these tests done. One of the things, they want to take a look and see if it's cancer or not. Here's my thought. Just me, thinking out loud. If you know I have a cyst and I'm going to get a kidney, take the kidneys out that has a cyst and put the new kidney in. That's just my thought. That's not what they do, because they don't want to have to do something extra doing surgery. That's why they keep the old kidneys. Like when you get a new kidney, only thing they do is they put the new kidney above the old kidneys, and then your old kidneys just dry up and they just sit there. They don't take them out. But in my case, I'm sitting there going, you know I have 2 cysts on my kidneys. They're not doing anything. They're dead. Take them out and put the new kidney in. Oh, no. No. I've got to go through all of this new testing. And until I get done with all of this new testing, I'm not on the kidney transplant list. So if there was a kidney that popped up tonight at 12 o'clock, they would bypass me to go to someone else because they're making me do all of these tests in order for me to get a new kidney. So while I'm waiting for this new kidney, I'm doing this treatment that literally costs $145,000 a month. Listen to what I just said. You do the math. $145,000 a month. I'm doing this treatment. It's what it cost. Do the math. The system, people, it is so screwed up. The system, people, it is so bad. The system, people, has screwed us like you would not believe. And it makes you want to do what the Somalis have done. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. But that is your healthcare system. They will do everything possible to milk every dime out of you. You talking about fraud, you talking about stealing money. They do it in broad daylight in front of your face. They do it, and we don't care. We don't complain. We don't say anything. We're fine with that. But somebody else do it, or we're losing our mind. White collar crime. Period. Point blank. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll see about Wednesday. We'll see how I feel on Wednesday. If I'm there and I got to do what I think I got to do, more than likely you won't be seeing me. You won't be seeing me on Wednesday. I was supposed to do this. On next Thursday. But I got lucky enough. They gave me a call and like, hey, we can get you in on Wednesday. I was like, I'm there. So anyway, I got to go. Hey, I appreciate y'all. We're out, fam. Y'all have a good one and be good to each other, right? But like I said, take those smiles outside. Smile at somebody so somebody smile back at you. Peace.